Happy Halloween, everybody! Check this out. First video on my channel, I'm going to talk to you today about 5 games that I played as a kid that I thought were either scary, cool, and even one as an adult that I thought, wow, this is really well thought out. So let's check them out, shall we? Let's get started. My name is Jeff.
Number 5. Friday the 13th on the Nintendo Entertainment System. Man, when I was a kid, this kid used to scare me. I was extremely scared of Jason. I really was. My cousin would scare me. He would tell me, oh yeah, he's going to get you, this and that. You got to be careful. Don't go to sleep, he'll get you. I'm like, that's Freddy. That's not Jason. Jason comes out of the water. So every time we would go to lakes or beaches, I would stay away from those places. This game has about 6 counselors that have nothing to do with any of the movies. The fastest ones are Mark, as shown here, and Chrissy. Now, this is no Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Let's get that, let's get that straight. But, you have to learn how to dodge to be able to hit Jason. But he's extremely powerful, and sometimes you try dodging him and it doesn't work. One of the cool things about this is that, you can defeat him, but I never got into that point. I believe I've seen YouTube videos of people using Game Shark to actually beat him. As myself, I did as a kid. I used an emulator to beat him. And one thing that doesn't make sense to me is like, why are there zombies in the game? Why? What does this have to do with zombies? Also, your main task in this game is to light every single fireplace. Every single one in the large houses. I believe if you do, it's been a long time since I've, seen videos about this game, but I believe you get the torch, and that's that's like the strongest weapon in the game, second to the machete. But at the same time, it's kind of hard when you have to avoid him. He can either appear at a house, attack a counselor, attack the kids, or he can magically appear any other location. And when he gets you, that's it. Game over.
Okay, let's admit, this game wasn't so great. It was not. It was terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible. But as a kid, I never knew there would be on, certain points in the games. I didn't even know you could fight Jason's mom in the cave. I didn't even know you could beat Jason. The point is, I never got in that far, but I've seen other YouTube videos and even people using cheat codes to get to there. Now, I could keep trying and trying, but at the same time, do I really want to? I kind of don't. I mean, when I was a kid, it was I thought it was okay. I didn't think games would get better than this, but who knows?
Number 4. Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. One of my cousins owned this as a kid, and I never thought that they would make a scary Looney Tunes game. Looney Tunes is always fun to watch. Bugs Bunny, Daffy Duck, Porky Pig, Yosemite Sam. The list goes on. But in this game, you play Porky Pig, who, for some odd reason, decides to take a vacation, but ends up in a haunted mansion. Right here we have him going down a river of some sorts. We'll watch out for those piranhas and vultures. You never thought that, they would make a, scary game out of a kid's show. I thought Looney Tunes was a kid's show, but, it had its moments, right? For all it's worth, it was a great game. A little scary, but, it was pretty creepy. Like, I honestly don't know the objective of the game, but I think you have to survive certain levels in the game. Like, all the cute and, funny from the show is like, I think it's missing from here. There's like random things like, look, the horses scaring Porky. Even Daffy makes an appearance in this game, but it's not the same Daffy we all love. It's this creepy, monster-looking Daffy. You're going to see what I'm talking about in just a bit. All those jumping platforms. Like, check this out. Walking. Little demo right here. We have to get past this, but check this out. There's Daffy. But when did Daffy had razor sharp teeth?
I thought this game was great, but as a kid, I thought it was pretty scary. You would never see Daffy Duck in the cartoons with razor sharp teeth, and like most of the Looney Tunes characters in this game were like out to get you. So much for a vacation, huh, Porky?
Number 3. This game I got fresh in middle school. This is the first Resident Evil game I ever played, and it'll forever be one of the hardest ones I ever played in my life. Well, as a kid. Now I think, if I want a second playthrough, I think I'll beat it. Resident Evil 0. I got this on the GameCube. My uncle was cool enough to get it for me, but at the time, I had no idea about these games. I really didn't. I didn't know that you have to conserve ammo. I didn't know that, there was limited items in the game. I just went and shot everything inside. I thought it was another shoot 'em up, with zombies. But I was wrong.
This was the first ever Resident Evil game I ever owned in my entire life. I got this back in middle school. I had no idea what I was getting myself into when I bought this game. Well, I couldn't buy it. My uncle bought it for me. Luckily, he was cool enough to actually help me out. But this is one of the best games I've ever played later on. Once I got the hang of it, once I found out what I exactly had to do, when I learned about item conservation, even ammo conservation, survival horror, this really got me into the franchise. And to this day, I'm grateful to have ever owned this game, because if it wasn't for Resident Evil 0, I don't think I would have been such a big Resident Evil fan as I am right now.
Number 2. Resident Evil 4. This is by far my most favorite of all the Resident Evil games there is. My mom bought me this game. I think it was my birthday. And I had no idea how many changes were made to this game. I had played the previous ones, conserving ammo, watching out for enemies. You didn't have to kill every single one of them. But this game completely changed everything. You have enemies now that would spawn ammo, even healing items. Like, this was a game changer. Honestly, it was. This was the first time ever you would see a Resident Evil game where you could actually get ammunition from killing an enemy or even a healing item. It quickly became one of the best-selling ones of all time. It was great. It is the best.
Resident Evil 4. This was by far my favorite Resident Evil game of all time. Except for one little problem. It decided to change every single thing from the previous games. Now enemies spawn ammo, items, and even healing items? Why? It was great the way it was. I taught you how to conserve your ammo. I taught you, okay, you don't have to kill all the enemies in the game, but now, this. You have to kill every single enemy in the game. Well, not really, but still, in case you need items, they'll happen to drop them. But this game was great. This game completely changed the ball game. This is one of my favorite all-time Resident Evil games, and will still remain one of the best.
Number 1. Yes. Bendy and the Ink Machine. This game was really great. I believe I saw a video that Metal Jesus put a while ago about this game. It was a long time ago, but I just had to check it out because, like I said, I love horror games, and this was one of those I can't miss. You basically go back to your old animation studio in this game because somebody sends you a note. That means it's really creepy. It's abandoned. You see old cardboard cutouts of Bendy's just smiling at you. And that's not even the worst part. Till you see the actual Bendy. Now that's the creepy part. You have a lot of bosses in the game. Like Brute Boris. Boris gave me this goofy vibe. I don't know about him. Technically it's the same thing. He's just a wolf. It's really, really demented too. Poor Boris. Honestly thought he was a great character design. And then we got Angel Alice here. And she's seen better days. Final Sammy, and then we have Beta Sammy. Creepy characters. Creepy. And there's even some enemies you can't even fight back against. Like, I think the Beta Snatcher, I think you can't fight back. And Beast Bendy. I think it's the final boss of the game. Ink Bendy, you can't even go near him. You can't touch him. You can't hit him. Nothing. You just have to run and hide, or else he grabs you. Game over. Awesome, cool drawings right there. Cool little background art in the back. Now here's a couple. I think some of them didn't make it into the game. I think Alpha Bendy was in the game, I believe. I just can't really remember. And then this little guy, Concept Bendy. Now this would have been creepy. Like, literally his eyes would open up and there would be a mouth. That would have creeped me out even more. Like, he just comes running at you smiling, all of a sudden his teeth just open up like that. Like, well, his eyeballs just open up like that. Here's a character, Henry Stein. Well, I think that's his partner. I mean, it's been a while since I played this game. I should have gone through another playthrough, but I have so many games that I have to get through. So, you understand my predicament. The Ink Machine. What made all this worthwhile? What made all
this game I had the pleasure of playing as an adult. Ink Bendy, all the enemies in the game, they creep me out. I mean, the hardest part, I think, of this whole game was that you can't fight back. I mean, yeah, you can, certain enemies. But once Ink Bendy comes after you, it's insta-kill. You can't hurt him. You can't do anything, because the minute he grabs you, game over. And you have to start from the nearest checkpoint. It was really fun. But the ending, I'll leave it up to you if you haven't played it. I mean, they could have done so much more with it. But for what it's worth, it was pretty good.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 5 games that shaped me into the horror game fiend that I am today. I enjoy horror games to this day, and I think I will continue to enjoy them throughout my entire life. Also, this was my first ever video edit. I'm good at editing pictures, but this was a mission itself. It's basically, I want to say it's the same concept as editing pictures, but it's a little bit, not too hard, but it is harder than normal. Also, if you enjoyed this video, thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit the like button, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. And also, I have Instagram, Twitter, and a Twitch account. If you would like to check those out, please subscribe to those. I would truly appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and have a safe, happy Halloween.